Good morning, class. Welcome back. This morning, we've talked about a lot of things about math masters and being musicians. So today we're going to move a little further. I'm Miss Moore, your math teacher with FDDLC. We had 7 middle school math skills that students must learn. And we've been over quite a few, and we're almost down to the end. We've been over the order of operations, proportions, did integer operations, we solved equations, we did the measure of central tendencies, we did percentage, and today we're going to do substitutions of your variables. I'm going to show you a small video. I need you to put your paper and your pen to the side. I want you to put your, I want you to listen to the video, put your paper and your pen to the side and take your notes.
Substitution. And the best kind of substitution, not the kind on a football field, but the kind in algebra. That kind. Substitution. Quite hard to spell. We're given an equation. Y equals 6x, take away 2. And then we're told if x equals 3, I've got a question. What is y? Well, what substitution involves is where we replace the symbol x, in this case, with the number 3. What might help is if you literally draw the same equation again, but instead of when you're drawing the x, draw a 3 with brackets. The reason why we put it in brackets is to remind ourselves that it was 6 multiplied by x, and brackets means multiplied. Don't think that this becomes 9 or even 63 or something like that. It's 6 multiplied by 3. Let's find out what y would be then. Well, 6 multiplied by 3 is 18, and we still have the minus 2. 18 take away 2 is 16. So the answer to the riddle was y would be 16 if you substituted x as being 3. Let's try an expression where we need to find, let's use the same expression, the same equation, but this time we're given y and we need to find x. So same expression, y equals 6x minus 2. Technically it's an equation because there's an equal sign, so I shouldn't be calling it an expression. We have y equals 6x minus 2, and let's say y equals 10. Y equals 10. What does x equal? Same trick as before. We bring this time the coach off the field. So we take off the y and we replace him with a 10. So 10 now equals 6x minus 2. The y is gone and we've substituted in her place a 10. Now we want to find x, so all the things getting in the way of x we need to get rid of. They're a problem to us. There's 2 things getting in the way of x. There's a 6 right next to it and there's a minus 2. The only problem is if we get rid of the 6 first by dividing by 6, we're going to create fractions and decimals and it might be a bit of a disaster. So let's get rid of the minus 2 first. Do you know how to get rid of a minus 2 in an equation? Well, in an equation, both sides have to balance. And so whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. The opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. So we're going to have to do plus 2 to get rid of the minus 2. And we're going to have to do plus 2 to both sides. Don't forget, to both sides. Notice also how I write the +2 underneath the numbers, not underneath the letter. Letters and numbers are in completely different categories. So when we're adding 2, we're only adding 2 to the -2 and the 10, not to the 6x. We wouldn't get 8x. They're a separate category. 10 plus 2 is 12. We're still left with 6x, completely not affected by this. And the -2 plus 2 is 0, so it's just 6x. Now we can focus on getting rid of the 6. The 6 next to the x means times by 6. And again, with an equation, to get rid of something, you have to do the opposite. The opposite to timesing by 6 is dividing by 6. So what we actually do is divide by 6 to both sides to get x on its own. You probably could just guess the number at this stage, because 6 times by what gets you to 12. But technically, if we're going to do the opposite, we would just divide by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So x equals 2.
The secret to finding promo codes?
Okay, class, welcome back. We just saw the short video on substitution. What I'm going to do today on your worksheet is just kind of show you the basics of substitution and expression. Let's look at number 1 on your worksheets. Number 1, you're going to substitute these values into each expressions. Your A equals to 5. Your B equals to 2. So when we say substitute, that means you're going to replace the number where your variable is at. A plus B. That means that you're going to take and move that A and you're going to put 5 there. Where your B, you're going to replace it with 2. So you know that your 5 plus 2 is 7. So that would be your answer to that. 5, your A, number 1. It'll be A. On your number 2, you got A, B. On the number 1, B, you got A minus B. Your A is going to be 5, and your B is going to be 2. So that means that you're going to subtract 5 from 2. Let's look at C. Now, C is a little different, but you're going to replace your variable with your number, with your expression. You have 2A. So 2A is going to be 5. That means that you're going to take that 2 and you're going to multiply it times 5, which is going to give you 10 plus. And then you have your 3, which is your B, is going to give you 2. So you're going to multiply 2 times 3, which is going to give you 6. So now you have 5 plus 6. And 5 plus 6 is going to give you 11. These are just the basics. You're going to learn those first. Let's look at D. On D, we have 5A minus B. So it's a little different. We have 5A, which is going to be 5 times 5, which is going to give you 25. And you're going to substitute your B as 2. So you're going to subtract 2 from 25. And so 2 from 25 is going to give you 23. Does everybody understand that? These are simple, the basic substitution into an equations. Any questions? Did anybody have any questions from the video? So what I want you to do at this time is pause your video, work on your worksheets, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. Now let's look at number 2. You know, we went over number 1. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, we substitute the value into each expression. We have x plus y plus z. So that means we have 4 plus 7 plus 2. We got 4 plus 7, which is 11, plus 2 is 13. Did you get that? Now let's look at B. We have 2, and we have the x is 4. That's going to give you 8 minus 7, which is going to give you 1. You see that? Plus 3 times 2 is 6. So that'll be 6. So that'll be 6 plus 1, which will give you 7. So your answer is, do you know? Do you remember the part about that? Do you remember the part about my dear Aunt Sally? Do you remember that? You have not forgotten it, huh? So you can use that in doing your substituting your expressions. Do everybody understand that part? If so, I want to thank you for watching the video today. I hope everybody have a good afternoon, and I'll see you on the next lesson.